Some years ago, a mother of two children in her early 40s came to me. Let's call her Diane. Diane is a typical soccer mom. She takes care of everything around the house while her husband works full time in a busy career. Usually, Diane is a very sweet wife and a gentle and caring mother. But once in a month, just a few days before the start of her menses, she turns into a monster. Yeah, those are the exact words her husband and children used to describe her. She would fly off the handle for no apparent reason, lashing out at her children and husband at the slightest trigger. And the menstrual cramps that happened on her bleeding days was so severe she was often incapacitated and she had to stay in bed. Of course, her kids were baffled and scared. It also began to take a toll on her marriage. She went through couple counseling with her husband, and that didn't seem to help. So the family has basically given up hope in trying to improve the situation. Their strategy became one of avoidance. That is, trying to avoid being in the same room as mom during the dangerous time of the month. And the situation has gotten gradually worse in the last 2 years. Diane came to me with her last hopes. She was hoping to find a fresh perspective and a new solution with Chinese medicine. After the usual interview, I noticed two things about Diane and her dietary habit. Number one, in an effort to lose weight, she had been eating an increasing amount of raw and green salad in the last few years. Number two, she became convinced that probiotics are good for her, so she drank kombucha every morning before breakfast. I asked her to stop eating the raw salad and stop drinking the kombucha for 1 month. 3 weeks later, it was time for her menses again. To the surprise of her family and herself, her mood swing was a lot less pronounced and her menstrual cramp was about 50% less than what she used to feel. 2 more months went by without the raw salad and kombucha. Both her cramps and mood swings had completely disappeared. Needless to say, the whole family was overjoyed to see such an improvement. After seeing the amazing results I had with his wife, her husband Carl came in to see me. This is what Carl told me. I used to be a professional athlete. I know how to work with my body. I stretched every day, multiple times a day. But no matter how I stretched, my body aches all over again the next morning when I wake up. This has been happening to me every day for the last 10 years. I've worked with a lot of world-class doctors and trainers. No one has ever been able to help me. After asking about his diet, I noticed one habit that he has. He drinks ice-cold water throughout the day. So I had him stop drinking cold water completely. Only room temperature or warmer water was allowed. Within 5 days, his aches completely disappeared. He didn't even need to return for a second visit. He had his wife Diane tell me that he was doing just fine. The healing story of the family didn't just end here. It turned out their son, 8-year-old Dylan, has had asthma every night since he was 4 years old. Again, no doctors have been able to help him, and he had to use an inhaler every night. Upon further inquiry, I found out that Dylan had the habit of eating ice cream after dinner every evening. I had him stop doing that. Instead, he negotiated with me and agreed to have ice cream only once a week before dinner. Within 2 weeks, his asthma stopped completely. His sister Beth came in afterwards. She had a problem with her stomach. She was very athletic and loved playing basketball. But in the last year, every time she jumped, she felt like she had a water bag in her belly, with water sloshing around in her stomach. It felt really strange and uncomfortable. She had already seen 4 gastroenterologists, and no one could help her. I had her take ginger tea every day. Within 1 week, the feeling of liquids sloshing around in her stomach disappeared. After that, the children's grandfather, Peter, came in for a consultation. He was in his 70s, and complained about feeling aches in his knees. In his own words, it felt like bone grinding on bone. Apparently, he has lost lots of cartilage in his knee joints over the years. He asked me if there's anything that can help. I gave him a traditional recipe for making collagen-rich bone broth. His knees felt much better after 3 months of consistent daily bone broth. He was pleasantly surprised by the efficacy of my recipe. Diane and her family are exactly the people we would like to help. We would like to help transform the lives of 1 million such families around the world in the next 10 years. Imagine how the world would change for the better when 1 million such families became more self-reliant and could take care of some of their most challenging health issues with simple solutions. And even better, we can help these 1 million families connect with each other, weaving and fostering healing communities both online and in the real physical world. Imagine 1 million families talking to each other and helping each other out with their amazing healing stories. And this knowledge will be preserved in their family lines for many centuries to come, benefiting billions of people for the next 1,000 years. This is exactly what our food therapy program aims to achieve: simple solutions with life-changing results. Of course, we do not claim we can take care of everybody's health issues, but in those limited scenarios where we can help, our solutions are ingenious and can help bring about miraculous relief. So please join us in bringing healing to millions of people with our tried and true, safe solutions. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to participate in a project that can truly change the world for the better, one family at a time, for the next 1,000 years to come. Thank you.